Hello and welcome to TradeFlow Television,
bringing you valuable analysis and actionable intelligence
through the global commodity markets.
These are some of the key topics that we will be looking into in today's program.
First, let's take a look at the overnight headlines which are impacting the commodity markets. China's rare earths, a group of 17 minerals used in military equipment and consumer electronics, are being undersold due to vicious competition domestically and face low resource utilization, the country's industry minister said on Monday. Prices for some rare earths in China, such as praseodymium-neodymium, used in rare earth magnets, have spiked to multi-year highs this year amid strong demand from the electric vehicle sector. However, prices for other rare earths mined simultaneously, such as cerium and lanthanum, used in catalysts for oil refining, remain depressed due to abundant supply.
China's soybean futures on the Dalian Commodity Exchange hit a record high on Monday, on tight supply and as some farmers are expected to reduce soy acres in favor of corn on higher profit potential. The most actively traded soybean futures on Dalian Commodity Exchange for delivery in May rose as much as 2.5% to 6,058 yuan per ton in early trade. Domestic soybean supplies are tight, and the downstream users are okay with the high prices, an industry source familiar with the domestic soybean market said.
Moving on to the top news in the energy sector.
Oil prices rose on Monday, supported by optimism about COVID-19 vaccinations, a U.S. stimulus package and growing factory activity in Europe despite coronavirus restrictions. Brent crude was up 34 cents, or 0.5%, at $64.76 a barrel by 14:48 GMT, and U.S. West Texas Intermediate (WTI) crude CLC1 rose 13 cents, or 0.2%, to $61.63 a barrel. Both contracts finished February 18% higher. Support also came from a $1.9 trillion coronavirus relief package passed by the U.S. House of Representatives on Saturday.
India's finance ministry is considering cutting excise duties on petrol and diesel to cushion the impact of record-high domestic prices, three government officials close to the discussion said. A doubling in the price of crude oil over the past 10 months has contributed to record fuel prices at gas stations in India. But taxes and duties account for roughly 60% of the retail price of petrol and diesel in the country, the world's third biggest consumer of crude oil. As the coronavirus pandemic hit economic activity, Prime Minister Narendra Modi's government twice raised taxes on petrol and diesel in the last 12 months to boost sagging tax revenues instead of passing on the benefits of low oil prices last year to consumers.
Next, we have the top news in metal markets.
Gold prices rose on Monday as a retreat in U.S. Treasury yields helped to bolster its status as an inflation hedge after a U.S. stimulus package moved one step closer to becoming law, but a firmer dollar-limited bullion's advance. Spot gold was up 0.1% at $1,735.90 per ounce by 11:35 a.m. Eastern Time, 16:35 GMT. Gold rose as much as 1.5% to $1,759.53 earlier in the session, staging a strong comeback from a fall of about 3% drop on Friday. U.S. gold futures rose 0.4% to $1,735.80 per ounce.
Tin prices plunged more than 10% on Monday as last week's 9-year highs triggered some technical selling and prompted investors to book profits, though shortages capped losses. Benchmark 3-month tin on the London Metal Exchange (LME) was on track for its biggest daily fall since 2008. In official trading, tin was down 10.6% at $23,031 a ton. The price of tin, much of which is used in solder to connect components in electronics, jumped to its highest since August 2011 last Thursday at $27,500 a ton. We will now look at the top news in the agricultural sector. Australian wheat production will fall 25% next season as farmers reduce acreage and yields fall after rains caused by La Niña, Australia's chief commodity forecaster said on Tuesday. Australian wheat output is on course to hit a record 33.34 million tonnes this year after La Niña soaked the east coast. The Australian Bureau of Agricultural and Resource Economics and Sciences (ABARES) said acreage and yields would fall as dry weather returns across much of the country. As a result, wheat production during the 2021-22 season is expected to total 25 million tons, a drop of 25%, ABARES said.
That is all for today's news on the commodity market. Stay tuned to TradeFlow TV as we continue to provide you with more updates. You can also follow us on Twitter at TradeFlow TV1, which allows you to watch our program on your mobile device or desktop.